Hello everybody, my name is DJ Eisenhower, my co-partner,
Danny McSorley.
and we're here today with a big regular season matchup today. The Atlanta Falcons taking on the San Francisco 49ers, and it is the last game of the regular season here today. Going to cap off this big season here, and then this game really doesn't mean anything. The only thing that's going on right now is the San Francisco 49ers could become the first ever team to become undefeated. And if you're the 49ers, what do you got to do to go into this game and preserve that undefeated season?
I mean, this game may not mean much. I mean, it's an undefeated season, but they're focused on the championship right now. But you'll get what you take from it. They got to go out there and get a feel of this team and see how they are so they can take them on in the championship and win then.
You know, the Falcons have a couple of key players who decided to sit out this week to wait for the championship. Blake Hollis, Tyler Franklin, as well as Damian Casey have decided to sit out this game and wait for the championship. Do you like that call? Do you like what they're doing?
I see where they're coming from. They want to prevent injury, and their regular season pretty much has already ended because the championship's been decided. But if I was them, I'd go out there and I'd try and get a feel of this team to see what they're going to face in the championship.
They're going to need all they can because the 49ers have beat this Falcons team every time they've played this season, and the Falcons only scored 4 points combined this whole season. They played each other weeks 1 and weeks 4, and not counting preseason, and they have only scored 4 points against this team combined in 2 games. So I'm expecting Carson Gaither to come out there and try to get a little feel, without his team being there, and I'm just expecting him to just not even try as hard as this game and just look to see what he can get going. Folks, we're not going to keep you here any longer. We're going to go ahead and get you going with a Week 7 matchup. 49ers, Falcons coming at you. And we are here today with our last regular season game of the season. We're going to open it up with Dawson Strickland taking a knee on the kickoff.
And here's Warren at quarterback, something we hadn't seen too much this season, and we got a false start on the play, so they're going to have to back this one up about 5 yards.
Tough play there to start off the game. Here's Warren at quarterback. He's looking. He throws to Strickland, and it's just in tight coverage there. And unrestricted free agent Trayvon McClendon there to get the swat. And here's Warren. Warren takes off running, and Warren evades a tackler. There goes Bailey Warren. He's running. He breaks free, and his belt falls off. That means he's going to stop there. Comes off for a play.
Here's Strickland at quarterback, sets no champion in motion. He's dropping back to pass, throwing to the end zone, and Nick Fisher is wide open for the touchdown.
Quick score there for the 49ers as Strickland just throws a dime to Nick Fisher for the touchdown.
And here's McClendon on the return, and he'll get a short game before he's tackled by Champion and Warren.
Here's Gaither. He flips to Robert David Mayer, and Mayer will fall down there. Tough break behind the line.
Here's Gaither at quarterback, looking downfield. He's going to throw it deep, and this one will be overthrown. A little bit of miscommunication there. There's nobody downfield.
Here's Gaither at quarterback. He's looking. He's eyeing Mayer, and he throws it, and it's overthrown to Robert David Mayer.
Here's Strickland at quarterback after the turnover. Snaps the ball, drops back, looking downfield. And this one will be just overthrown. Nick Fisher was there, but the accuracy wasn't quite what it needed to be.
Here's Strickland. He motions Noah Champion. Champion's out. Strickland looking for Champion. And he throws it. It's just a little bit short, and his flag will be pulled at the 1-yard line.
Here's Strickland on the goal line. Scrambling outside the pocket, and he'll just kind of throw a shovel pass there, but Warren was not quite there to get it.
Here's Strickland. He's looking for Nick Fisher, and it's overthrown. Nick Fisher, ball tips his hands, and that'll be a turnover.
There's Morgan at quarterback, and the pressure is there, and he'll be sacked on the play.
Here's Morgan. He's looking. Hits Mayer, and Strickland will stop him there with the tackle.
There's Morgan one more time. Sets Robert Mayer in motion. He's looking. There's a short pass to McClendon, and Warren will come up with the tackle there.
Big play. And here we go on, I'd like to say 4th down. Oh, and it's a first down there. Close play. And there's another short gain. Daniel Morgan with the short passes here, coming in to sub for this Falcons team. Working well here.
Here's Morgan. Continuing the short passing game. That one's just going to be off the hands of Carson Gaither there. Wide open pass, but incomplete.
Here's Gaither. He's being pressured. He will be safetied there. You watch the replay there. It's a safety, Nick Fisher. That'll be a point, and they'll have to punt.
Here's Morgan on the punt. And it's Fisher back on the return. He has blockers. He's going downfield. One man to beat. And he'll take this one down the sidelines for the touchdown. Big play there by Fisher.
Something we haven't seen from Fisher much this season. That's what he was great at last season. That was returns. And there's a big one there for Fisher.
Here's Warren on the kick. And he'll send it downfield. McClendon on the return, and he muffs the kick. And Champion's there on the tackle. Good special teams there.
Here's Daniel Morgan. He's dropping back in the pocket. He's looking. And he hits McClendon there. And Strickland misses the tackle, but gets him back behind from where the ball was placed.
There's Morgan again, under pressure. Throwing it to McClendon. McClendon makes the catch. He's going downfield. And he'll get tackled by Warren there on the sideline.
Strickland just went for the ball, knocked the tackle, and just missed it. Here's Fisher, and Strickland with the good deflection there. Fisher with the great pressure. Throws to McClendon, short pass again. Looked like a little trick play, and Strickland makes the tackle.
There's Morgan at quarterback one more time. He's under pressure. He's going to throw this one, and it's intercepted by Dawson Strickland, and he'll take this one all the way to the house. Nice coverage there by Strickland, and he gets the pick six.
If you watch, Daniel Morgan has a little tight window he's trying to squeeze this ball into, and it just wasn't there. It wasn't meant to be. Strickland gets his hand in for the interception.
And that will send us into halftime, folks, with a score of 28-0. Well, folks, we have got a blowout on our hands. We're coming into the half with a score of 28-0. And I noticed in this game, in this first half, we have not seen much of Carson Gaither. Sub Daniel Morgan has taken the reins as quarterback. What do you think is going on out there?
Well, I can see what Carson's doing. I mean, he's preventing that injury that could happen. And, I mean, this is what the guy's been looking forward to all season. That's that big championship opportunity. And you got unrestricted free agent Trayvon McClendon coming in and playing the role of Falcon today. And he's not going to get any more looks at the end of this season. And Daniel Morgan, his season's over. He played with the Saints all season. And I can see he's coming in to get a little work, maybe up his draft stock just a little bit coming up next season. He's a coach, but it's going to up what he wants in the draft. Maybe some people will see something out of him. Danny, it was a big part of this half when it came down to Nick Fisher getting that big safety on Carson Gaither there, and then Nick taking the next punt from the safety to the house. What is Nick's mentality in this game? What is he looking to do this game? What is he looking to prove?
I mean, we've seen all season Nick's a very aggressive player, and he's not letting up off the gas in this game. Anything less than a shutout will be a disappointment to him, I think.
I think that'll be a disappointment to this Falcons team if they was to get shut out. I mean, these guys need to at least show a little bit of fight in them, because if not, it's going to be a rollover next week for this 49ers team. Well, folks, we're not going to keep you here anymore. 28-0. 49ers are over the Falcons right now at half. We'll see you at the end of this ball game.
We're back at the half with a score of 28-0, and here's Warren on this opening kick. And this one will go in the end zone for a touchback.
Good kick there by Warren. Here's McClendon at quarterback. He lines up. He flips it to Daniel Morgan. Daniel Morgan rolls out. Morgan tries to maybe run a little bit, and he throws it, and good coverage there by Warren to get the good deflection.
Here's Morgan at quarterback. He's looking under pressure. Throws it to McClendon. This one is almost intercepted. McClendon wasn't looking for the ball there. A little bit of miscommunication.
Here's Carson Gaither now at quarterback. Drops back. He throws it, and Strickland, the ball goes right through his hand. Almost another interception. And this will set it up for Carson Gaither. Here's Gaither. He's looking. He looks. He throws. And off the hands of Robert David Mayer. And that'll be a turnover.
There's Strickland at quarterback. He gives it off to Ducky Champion. Champion on the run. Has blockers going downfield. And he will go in the end zone for the touchdown. Nice run there.
You notice the cameraman wasn't even set there as they went ahead and ran the hurry-up offense and set it up for Ducky Champion to get the touchdown.
Nice play there by the offense. And here's Warren on the kick. This one's going downfield. And this one will barely stay in bounds, and it'll be a touchback on the play.
Here's Carson Gaither. He runs the read option. Here's Gaither, and Bailey Warren stays with him for the nice tackle.
There's Gaither again. Says McClendon in motion. Fakes the handoff. Play action pass. Thrown downfield. And it's not there. Almost there for McClendon.
It's almost as if Strickland was ready for that run. And here goes Gaither. And Nick Fisher missed the tackle. And there goes Gaither. And Bailey Warren is shot out of a cannon, and he almost gets Gaither there. Watch this. Nick Fisher just misses the tackle there. Watch Bailey Warren here coming across. Looks like he almost has him, barely misses him down at the 1.
Here's Morgan on the kick. Sends it downfield. And it's recovered by Fisher. Fisher, big special team straight. He's going downfield. Champion blocking for him. And he will get in the end zone, but the refs are going to call it out of bounds there.
Here's Strickland. He flips to Warren. And there goes Warren around the edge. Bailey Warren looking to get in the end zone, and he does. Good play there, a little bit of trickery. Doug Champion lines up, flips to Strickland, and Strickland flicks it back to Warren. Daniel Morgan missed the tackle, and Bailey Warren gets in the end zone.
Nice blocking by Champion there at the end to keep Robert Mayer away, and he just extends his arm to the end zone.
And Strickland with a little bit of trickery on the onside kick. And Strickland, and they will recover it, and this could be all but none. And here you go. Bailey Warren flicked to Fisher, and that's all she wrote, folks. Undefeated season is preserved as Bailey Warren gets a touchdown pass to Nick Fisher.
Nice play there. Warren's first touchdown pass of the season. And that will be your game.
Well, folks, the San Francisco 49ers took the Falcons to the woodshed today, 49-7. Big win for the 49ers to cap off the first undefeated season we've seen. Danny, what did you see from the 49ers? They came out, showed why they're on their way to the championship. What did you see?
A lot of people said this game wouldn't matter, but going into this championship, you're either going to look back and say you got the brakes beat off you 49-7, or you came out and you played one of the best games we've seen this season. 49 points, did not look bad at any point in the game, and I think that's a lot to take in this championship game.
You know, we did see Carson Gaither in this game. He came in, had a big set of runs, a couple of plays, and he showed a little bit of dominance there at quarterback. Defensive tackle Nick Fisher didn't know what to do when he came around the corner. He just missed a couple tackles, and Gaither took off with it. Did you see maybe a sign of leadership from Gaither there when he came in the second half?
I did. I think he wants to get this team feeling in the right spot, because if he goes out there and he doesn't care and he plays to lose, then his team's going to do the same thing. And he's got to show his team that he wants to win.
Well, with that being the end of our season, we have a little bit of season leaders coming on the season leaderboard today. And first, we're going to start off with the quarterback stats. Dawson Strickland led every stat quarterback. He had 337 passing yards, which led the league with 8 touchdowns, which also led. The biggest surprise to me, Danny, Blake Hollis comes in with 2 games of experience and passes Carson Gaither for that second overall passing yard spot with 227. How is that even possible?
I mean, this kid has a lot of talent, and I think part of his play style is throwing it downfield, and that kind of helped contribute to those stats a little bit.
Next thing we got is some rushing stats. Bailey Warren led every rushing category from touchdowns to yards. And big surprise there to me was in second was Carson Gaither with 136. Is there anything Carson can do to better his passing game instead of much more his rushing game?
I think he's got to do a better job of mixing that rushing in there. Because if we look back on this season, you'll see he'll throw it downfield for a few plays and then he'll rush it for a few plays. And I think if he swaps it back and forth, he'll leave the defense not knowing what to expect and be able to do better at both of those.
Next, and one of the last things I'm going to talk about is on defense. Guy I'd like to talk about who stuck out in every defensive category, and that's Tyler Franklin. This guy was in the top 5 in interceptions, top 5 in deflections, as well as top 5 in tackles. What did you see from this guy defensively all season? I mean, the past couple seasons, Tyler just hasn't been all there on defense. This year, he kind of flipped the switch and turned it into another gear. Was there anything he might have did to turn that switch?
I don't know what it was exactly, but we saw him come out and he didn't miss tackles. He was there in coverage and he made deflections, and he just pretty much turned around his career there.
Last thing I want to talk about before we sign off is Nick Fisher. Big this season with receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. And I expect Nick to really maybe show out this championship game defensively. Offensively, he's been there. He led the league in sacks, but I just haven't seen much from Nick defensively as I wanted to this season. What do you have to say to Nick maybe to help him increase his defense in this game?
I mean, he's been known as a defensive player, and to see him come out and kind of switch the roles a little bit is very unexpected. but the talent is still there, and I think we'll see them come out and utilize that and be big on defense in this championship.
Well, folks, next week is the week you've all been waiting for. The AFFA Championship will be on the line. The Atlanta Falcons taking on the San Francisco 49ers next week for the AFFA Championship. Carson Gaither looks to lead his team to his first championship. He has to go through Dawson Strickland and head leading rusher Buddy Warren to get to it first. My name is DJ Eisenhower.
Danny McSorley.
And we are signing out.